Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to our first WET attendee webinar series. So you all know the webinar series is definitely here to help you guys kind of plan for the event, get the most value you can there so your time is used wisely. So we're going to go through some things to help you accomplish that. Everybody, here's the things we're going to be discussing today. We'll do a welcome, of course. And again, I'm Mark Akampora. I'm market leader for the show. Some things I forgot to say is that this is going to be recorded. There's also a button down in the lower half of the screen. If you guys want to ask some questions, they'll pop up in chat and we'll answer them there. So again, here's welcome and introductions. We'll do some event details and logistics. We'll talk about our special events, go through the education program, talk about our mobile app, the hotel and travel, information about Indianapolis, some frequently asked questions, and some reminders for you all. Here are the people who will be talking today. Um, so now I'm going to turn it over to Chrissy. Thank you guys all very much.
Hi, everybody. Good day. Thanks for attending. We will start off. I'm Chrissy Colclaser, Associate Director with the WWETT Show. Thanks again for attending. We'll start off with the event details and logistics. As you all know by now, our dates are February 16 to 19, taking place at the Indiana Convention Center. Badge holder pickup will be held in room 104, which is in the Wabash East lobby, and you can do a scan and go at the outside of the entrance of Hall C. Expo Hall hours are going to be Tuesday, February 17 to Thursday the 19th. First 2 days are open 9 to 5, and Thursday is a shorter day. It's 9 a.m. to 1. Our education program will kick off on Monday and goes through Thursday. The hours are listed there, and Tristan, our conference producer, will be sharing a whole lot more detail on those education details here in a few more slides. Next slide, please. All right, so here's our entire bird's eye view of the Indiana Convention Center. We take up the entire exhibit halls. It's halls A through K. If you look at the bottom of this picture, there is a horizontal black arrow. That's going to be Maryland Street, just to help you get your bearings. That's where the four main connecting hotels are, which are the JW Marriott, Indy Marriott Downtown, the Westin, and the Hyatt Regency. Um, Capitol Avenue runs, if you're looking at the far left side, runs vertical. This road during our show, during WET, is going to be under construction. So I highly recommend you guys use your Google Maps or whatever you use to get around town, as it might reroute you to avoid that construction. They're building a brand new Hilton Signia hotel, so maybe we'll get to be in there by 2027. Um, Next is Wabash. That's the next black arrow that's running horizontal above all of the colored rooms that you see. Um, and then Crossroads again runs vertical, connecting the Wabash lobby and the Hoosier lobby. Kind of that black arrow there in the middle. If I know this is a lot, and it's kind of a small picture, so if you want to, please download the WET Show 2026 mobile app. It's available now. It has maps and a ton of other information that Christina will go over here in a few more slides. And you can also visit our website and see this map there as well. Next slide, please. So this slide is more of a close-up of Hoosier Lobby. And it's also the main entrance to Hall I, which is circled there with the red circle around it. Um, if we start left to right on this one, you'll see the blue meeting rooms there. That's the Blue Ribbon Lounge. It's room 130. We will have conference sessions, which are the two large yellow rooms. And then next to that, in the purple pink box, is the Indy Humane, which is our local pet adoption that we partner with. They are usually inside the expo hall, but this year we've moved them to meeting room 108. And there will also be some round tables if you and the kids or your spouse, your guest, whoever, want to just take a rest and hang out with the pets. Um, Next is the orange room, which is going to be our speaker ready room in room 139, where Tristan will be. So the speakers are welcome to go in there. And then if we skip over to the room that's in purple, that's going to be our coat and luggage check room, as well as scooters that are no charge. It's first come, first serve. And I think we only have like 20 or 25. So if you need a scooter, please visit the purple room there, which is room 140. Next to that is for exhibitor services. So unless you guys decide to book a space, you won't need to go in there. And then lastly, there on the far right of those rooms in yellow is another conference room, which is 143. I did want to point out that we will have lobby booths, exhibitors that are showcasing products there in the lobby. And you can see a few squares that are highlighting those booths, which will be new this year. And then lastly, there is a food court around the corner from the Blue Ribbon Lounge. That's a pretty big food court for when you're hungry, if you don't want to leave the building. And then straight up from there in a vertical line, that is the walkway that you can take to get to Lucas Oil Stadium. You can stay inside the convention center. You do not have to go outside. That party is going to start Tuesday at 5 o'clock, which is the 17th. And there will be a jazz quartet right at 5 leading everybody down that way. So please remember, you can access the stadium for the party within the building. You don't have to go outside. Next slide, please. So this is our close-up of the Wabash lobby, which is where our Hall C entrance is there, circled with the red circle around it. Starting left to right with this visual, we have registration, which is in that light teal room and badge holder pickup. That's going to be room 104. Moving to the right, if you registered for a technical tour, there's going to be a shuttle bus that's going to pick up right there at that Maryland Street lobby entrance and exit. And that's also known as Wabash Lobby East, I believe. But right where that icon is where that shuttle's going to pick you up if you registered for the tour. Next, moving to the right is a yellow box. That's going to be our International Business Center. So for any international visitors, please feel free to stop by there. We will have somebody in that space to help you with any questions. And then also, if we keep moving to the right, there in blue is our show office. That's meeting room 109, which is where you'll find a lot of folks on this call with show management, with WWETT staff. That's kind of our home base. So if you have any questions, need anything answered, please pop in there. And then just above that, there's a lime green box. That is our sales office in room 110. So again, if you're interested in booking a space at all, that's where you'll want to go to do that. Um, I'm gonna, as we continue to go to the right, I'm gonna revisit Crossroads lobby, which is the vertical connection basically between the entire floor plan. Along here, you'll see the merchandise store, and across from that is a food court, a little smaller food court. And then there's also a little box there in like a light green that is the Visit Indy information desk. So if you have any questions specific to the city, like where can I grab a good burger or pizza or steak, um, whatever, they can help answer questions there. And then there's also a first aid room in there. There'll be a sign, and then there's a nursing room for anyone that needs to do that along that vertical lobby space. And then as we continue to move to the right, there's a large food court. It's the Maryland Street Food Court, and you can see it right off. If you're coming down from the Weston escalator, you can't miss it. Lots of food and drink there. And then we also have the Hall C entrance again, just to let you know where I'm at on the plan. And then there also at that Hall C entrance is a smaller scan and go. So if you've printed your registration confirmation or if you have it on your mobile app, you can scan and go and get your credentials, get your badge, get your lanyard, and you're on your way. Um, Lastly, we have the press room, which is kind of up towards the right side there in orange. So if we have any press on this call, that is the room where you'll want to go to just check in, get what you need, and say hi. Next slide, please. So here we have a few of our highlighted special events. First is the keynote session. It's going to take place up on level 2, same place where it's been if you've attended before, in Sagamore Ballrooms 3 through 5. And it starts promptly at 8 a.m. and goes to 8:50. So if you want to get some great ideas and practices from leaders, please join us with Justin Most. And then right from there, we'll break and go straight to the expo hall, which is opening at 9 that day. Moving on to the party, it's going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium. If you visited last year, it's going to be at the stadium, which is a lot of fun. On the field level, it's going to have the Mardi Gras theme since it's actually Mardi Gras on the 17th, which is kind of cool. Again, it starts from 5 and ends at 8, and you can stay inside the building to get there. Just follow that jazz quartet band, and they'll lead the way. We'll have lots of fun games. We'll have the kicking station again, complimentary hors d'oeuvres, and beer and wine. So please join us for that. Next up are some events that are taking place on Wednesday, the 18th, from 1 to 2. This will also be upstairs in the Sagamore Ballroom. It's the Young Professionals, which we kicked off for the first time in 2025. And then we've also added something new, the Women of Wastewater Awards. So both of these awards are taking place in the same room on Wednesday between 1 and 2 o'clock. All of these things mentioned on this slide are open and they're free. And all you need to do is show your registration badge and you're good to go. Next slide, please. All right, here we have some more special events. The public sector, which is the first one here, it's Tuesday the 17th from 3 to 4:30 in meeting room 111. This event, out of all the ones we're talking about today, is the only one that is open to the public sector and the municipal employees. It'll tell us on your badge, but this one is not open to public, unfortunately. Um, the next two, however, are we have our new professionals mixer and our women in wastewater mixers. The new professionals mixer is in room 116 from 4:30 to 6:30, and the women in wastewater mixer is in room 111. Men can also attend the women's mixer if you want to. It's not just for the ladies. But both of these mixers will have an open bar and they'll have light hors d'oeuvres. And there again, if you have your badge on, you're welcome to go to either one. And then lastly, we have our Wet Show Happy Hour, which takes place inside the expo hall. There'll be bars sprinkled around the entire space. It's Wednesday, February 18 from 3 to 4 o'clock. So please feel free to grab a beverage on us. And now I'm going to hand it over to Tristan Johnson, our conference producer, and he's going to tell you more about the accredited education program.
All right. Thank you, Chrissy. And hello, everyone. As Chrissy mentioned, I am the conference producer for the WWETT show. So everything education-wise is what I work on. And I'm excited to take a few minutes just to give a quick overview of some of the things that you can expect from the conference program this year. So to kick off, I'm super excited to say that we have a record amount of content this year. We have over 100 sessions taught by more than 120 speakers. We have 4 workshops and a technical tour. So lots of content for everyone this year in the wastewater industry. So there's something for you no matter what sector that you work in. So I hope that you'll join us for some of our education offerings. If you already have a full education pass, then you will have access to all of our 60 and 90-minute breakout sessions throughout the week. So you can get into any session with that full conference badge. If you want to attend a workshop or the tour on Thursday, those do require a separate fee, and then you have to add that onto your badge. So some of you probably already did that, which is great. But if you have not signed up for a workshop and you want to add one on, or the tour, or if you have an expo only pass and you want to upgrade your badge to a conference pass so that you can attend the education, you can do so anytime between now and the show by going to the Registration Resource Center. And there's going to be a link to that in your registration confirmation email. So there should be a link in that email that says, if you want to make changes to your badge, click here. That'll take you there. And then you'll just log in with your badge number, which is also in that email, and whatever email address you use to register for the show. And again, you can add on workshops, upgrade your pass to a conference badge, or you can also add individual sessions. So if you're just wanting to attend 1 or 2 sessions, you don't necessarily need the full conference pass, you can do that there as well. So highly encourage you to do that if you haven't already. And if you wait till the last minute, or if you're on site and you decide to add a workshop or anything, you can do that as well on site at the registration and badge pickup areas. So that brings us to accreditation. So one of the best parts about attending the WWETT Show conference is that you can earn continuing education credits toward your professional license or certification. So we submit our conference program each year to almost 50 accrediting bodies to get pre-approvals for CEUs. And you can find that list on our website under the education section on the menu tab. Just scroll down to the CEUs and credits section. That will take you to a page. It lists the accrediting bodies that have pre-approved our conference program. Make sure if you find yours, you click on it and read that documentation carefully, because they're all different. They all have different processes, different sessions they approve. So we want to make sure you are aware of what you need to do to get credit. If your organization is not listed on there, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't get credits. It just means we haven't gotten pre-approval from that organization, but you can still submit your attendance certificate afterwards, and hopefully, can't guarantee it, but hopefully you can still get credit. So to get credit, you're going to want to scan into every session that you attend. You do need to have, again, a conference pass or have added an individual session to your badge to get access to the sessions. There will be room monitors at each session room. They'll scan your badge. And then after the show, all conference attendees will receive a certificate of completion that lists all of the sessions and or workshops that you attended. And then that's what you can use sort of to get your CEUs afterwards. So we will send an email out after the show within a few weeks with letting you know that those certificates are ready and how to download those. But just wanted to mention that you will get a certificate of completion. And then one new thing this year, some of you may have attended in previous years. And as you know, when you register for the show, you pick which sessions you want to attend in each time slot. That's just sort of to help build an itinerary, give us some head counts. But unlike previous years, you are not beholden to those selections. So previous years, if you showed up and you decided, I want to attend something else other than what I signed up for when registering, you had to go to a separate session change desk and update your badge in order to get access to that session. We tried to make things a little simpler this year, a little smoother. So this year, no matter what you sign up for when you register, if you have that conference badge, you can get into any session you'd like. And then whatever you end up scanning into on site, that is what will be on your certificate of completion. So hopefully that'll make things a little bit smoother for you if you change your mind on what you want to attend on the day of. And also just want to make sure that on the back of your badge, what you do pre-select when you register, that will print on the back of your badge as sort of an itinerary. But again, you don't have to stick to that schedule, so you can attend any session you want on the day of. And speaking of itineraries, you can also add sessions to your My Show planner as another way to sort of build out your personal schedule via the mobile app, which Christina will talk more about in just a few minutes. And that app also under the sessions section is where you can access presentations and any handouts that the speakers may have provided for their session. Those aren't going to be visible right now. They don't become visible until a little closer to the show, but you'll be able to access any handouts and presentations in the app as well. And then, as always, if you do attend sessions, we really want your feedback on the sessions and the speakers. So we will have hard copy evaluation forms as usual, but you can also evaluate sessions in that mobile app as well. And the speakers of each session will provide more information on that, on how to do that. And then at the bottom of this slide here, there's a link, which again, you'll get the slide deck afterwards, and that will link you to our full conference schedule. So check that out after this webinar. And I think we can go to the next slide. And I just wanted to quickly point out, I could spend hours talking about all the education offerings, but wanted to quickly go through each day. So as Chrissy mentioned, the conference kicks off on that Monday, a day before the expo hall opens. We have a full day of sessions, mostly programmed by some of the biggest and most important associations in the industry. So you'll see the list there. I won't go through them all, but they all do a great job programming that day sessions for folks in every sector of wastewater. So be sure to check those out on our schedule. We also have a business track, a business strategy track. That's always one of our most popular tracks. That's running all day on Monday, and that's going to run all week. So every day there are a ton of business sessions. If you own a small business or work at a small business, those are really great to attend as well. And then just a couple quick things I wanted to highlight on Monday. NASCO, one of our association partners, they're offering 2 certification courses on building, sewer, and drain inspection and drain cleaning. So everyone who attends those has the opportunity to then take an exam afterwards to be officially certified by NASCO, which is awesome. It's a great opportunity if you're looking for that certification. And then another one of our association partners, Wastewater Education, their track this year is focusing on mental health issues in the trades. So that's another unique thing. We haven't done that before, but super important. So check out all of those Monday sessions. It's going to be a great day of education. And then on Tuesday, another full day of education starting after the keynote. So there'll be the keynote in the morning, as Chrissy mentioned, then the expo hall opens. We do have some workshops starting earlier in that day, but then the general breakout sessions kick off at 10:30. And we have some great sessions. Some of the topics listed are on there, but women in wastewater is one of the tracks I wanted to mention. We have a record number of women speakers this year as well, which is super exciting. And on that Tuesday, all day, there will be a women in wastewater track featuring women in the wastewater industry who have built successful businesses and careers. So be sure to check that out. That'll be super exciting to offer this year. And then we also have a few other panel sessions that day that I wanted to highlight. One covering top trends in plumbing and wastewater. We have a septic disposal crisis panel. And then we also have a panel featuring some of the winners of last year's WWETT Show Young Professional Awards. So they're going to be doing a panel discussion on how to recruit and retain sort of the next generation of wastewater professionals. So that'll be very interesting as well. So just wanted to point those out. And then we also have 2 of our 4 workshops on that day. NOT is doing a full day vacuum truck technician training workshop. And then we also have a morning marketing workshop for business owners that day as well. So we can go to the next slide to cover the last 2 days. So then on Wednesday, we have our 3rd full day of education. Tracks on business again, municipal sewer and water, new technology, on-sites, plumbing, safety, all kinds of great stuff, no matter what you're looking for. There will be plenty of education that day as well. And then 2 more workshops. Our last 2 workshops are that day. NAURA is doing a full day workshop on troubleshooting on-site wastewater treatment systems. And then we have a morning workshop on leading and developing middle management. So those are, again, things that you can add on to your pass if you haven't done so already. And then we will wrap up on Thursday with a half day of education. Again, some of the tracks are listed there, so I won't go through those. And then we also have our tour that day. So Chrissy mentioned that we have that tour. She kind of pointed out where the pickup slot is. Again, like the workshops, you do need to add that on. There's an additional fee, and it is almost sold out. So this is a tour. It's off-site. We're going to put everyone on a bus, and you're going to get to tour a local wastewater treatment plant, the Carmel treatment plant. So that'll be a great opportunity to kind of get some hands-on learning outside of the classroom. But sign up soon. I think there's only 5 to 10 spots left. So if you haven't done so already and you're interested, jump on that now because it will sell out. And yeah, we hope to see you there. Again, go to our website. Under the education section, you can see our program at a glance. You can see the full agenda. All the session descriptions are listed there. So check that out. And then the last thing I wanted to plug is that if you're interested in speaking next year or at a future WWETT show, keep an eye out. We are going to be opening our next call for presentations in the next couple of weeks. I believe you'll get an email if you're on our list announcing when that is open. But yeah, we would love to have you participate in the conference program if you have insights to share. So please apply to be a speaker when that opens for next year. And with that, I will turn it over to Christina.
Thank you, Tristan. Hi, everyone. My name is Christina Sanchez. I'm the Group Marketing Manager for the WWETT Show. Super excited to be able to provide this information in advance to you guys so that we can make sure that you are as prepared as possible to have a good show experience. And the most important thing for you to have a good show experience is going to be to use the mobile app. We have designed the app so it offers you everything you need to know in one place for the show. And so you don't have to carry around paper or lug around booklets that you have to flip through. You can search for all the exhibitors, the products they're showcasing, and all the educational sessions that Tristan just went over through the app. And you can also see the detailed map that we just discussed with Chrissy a little bit ago through the app. You can zoom in, you can look at all the details. My show planner, it's been mentioned a couple of times. You can build your agenda in advance of arrival so you can have a seamless show experience. You can add all the sessions and networking events and tours and workshops and any other special events or activities that are taking place that are on the agenda. You can favorite them and it'll create a customized agenda for you. You can scan any of the products that exhibitors are showcasing that have QR codes. You scan those, it'll have all the information that the exhibitor is providing about those products and equipment. You can take on-site photos and capture them in the app and also see any news or social media that we or the audience is capturing and sharing through the app. And also super important is our push notifications. We tend to use push notifications throughout the event just to remind you of the important things that you definitely don't want to miss. It's so easy to get wrapped up in all the things that are going on during the show and accidentally be late for one of your sessions or be late for the welcome party or be late for the Young Professional Awards, for example. So you want to activate notifications when you download the app so you can get all of those important notifications we're sending. Next slide. Hotel and travel. I am hoping that everyone has already booked their hotel if they are registered to attend. But if you have not, you need to do so very soon. Rooms are selling out at the most convenient hotels, specifically all of the ones you see on the map on the right-hand side. Everything in blue is a hotel. You can look at the light blue aqua color lines going back and forth. Those are all of the indoor skywalks that connect the hotels to the Indiana Convention Center. If you're at one of these hotels that are connected in the map, you do not need to go outside to enter the Indiana Convention Center or get back to your hotel after the show's over for the day. The walkways are secure through doors and they are open several hours before the show starts and several hours after the show ends. Going back to the hotels, if you are going to book through On Peak, we have information on our website about all the hotels that are available, what group discounted rates we have available, and the fact that many of them are closing the group rate discounts in the next couple of weeks. So if you don't book in that time, you're more than likely going to run out of space in the hotel that you would like to be in, or you're going to have to pay regular rates that anyone else is paying because the group rates are going to be over. We also have travel discounts with rental car agencies if you choose to rent a car, and airlines if you haven't booked your travel. You can find all of this information on our travel hotels page on the website. And very important, beware of hotel and travel scams. You may get a random email that's text-based telling you to book your travel and your hotel through them, that they're the official provider for the WWETT show, and that isn't the case usually. The only official provider we have is OnPeak. We have their information on our website, and if you're not getting an email from us with an @informa.com or from OnPeak, they are not endorsed by the WWETT show. So please be aware. Next slide. A little bit about Indianapolis and the Indiana Convention Center. As you know, the show takes place in Indiana Convention Center at 100 South Capitol Avenue. So there's the address in case you need it for your Google Maps or your Apple Maps. If you are choosing to drive, we do get a large portion of our audience that does drive to the show in the Midwest area. We do offer parking discounts. We have worked with Indianapolis Event Parking to be able to offer you discounted rates. And if you go to this link, which you'll be provided the slides afterwards and you'll be able to click through to, you'll be able to see all the different locations where we have parking discounts. So definitely take advantage of that. Another thing that I want you to take advantage of is the Visit Indy, Show Your Badge and Save program. They have discounts to top restaurants, attractions, experiences, a lot of things that are going on in Indianapolis. And all you have to do is click on this link I show you here, sign up, and show your WWETT show badge wherever these discounts are available so that they can honor them. All of the things on this page and the previous one, like I mentioned, are going to be on our travel and hotels page. Next slide. Couple of tips and things to know. Super excited. We have over 80 new exhibitors this year for the show. We have over 500 exhibitors total. So it's amazing that almost 20% of our exhibitors are brand new exhibitors that have never participated. So even if you've come to the show in the past, there's always going to be something new to experience and to showcase. Like Chrissy mentioned, we are going to have a jazz quartet leading the way towards the Lucas Oil Stadium for our welcome party. You hear the jazz, follow the music, and it'll be easy for you to get to the party. We also will have a professional headshot lounge. If you went to the show last year, you experienced it, and people loved it, so we're going to do it again. It's complimentary. It's going to be next to the merchandise store, and it's going to be a great opportunity for anyone who's interested in getting an updated professional headshot for their LinkedIn or for a resume or just for your own personal professional use. You can go ahead and have that. So make sure you're dressed to impress that day. You have the makeup and you have the hair done so that you can have a lovely picture. Frequently asked questions, we do have them already on the website. That link will take you there. If there's any other questions that you can't find information on there or need additional help, you can always contact us either at the phone number provided or at the email provided here. Next slide. Important reminders, guys, it can be cold in Indianapolis in February. So dress accordingly. Make sure you pack warm clothes and layers. Sometimes it's warm in the hotel and it's cold outside, and it's warm in the convention center and it's cold in the restaurant. So make sure you pack layers, and also super important, comfortable shoes. It's a very big floor plan. We have a lot of booths and it's 4 days of lots of walking. I find a lot of people who sometimes are more concerned about the warmth of their feet and not the comfort of their feet, and then they're having a hard time by the end of the day. So definitely recommend that you find the most comfortable shoes you have at home and you pack those with you. Again, download the app. It'll save you so much time and you don't have to lug around any paper to be able to figure out where to go. Like I mentioned, hotel block deadlines will start to end in 2 weeks. Book your hotel for best rates. And if we have anybody on this call who is still contemplating registering and is definitely ready to do it now, you can go ahead and scan the code here and register. Next slide. And with that, everyone, we are happy to have shared all this information with you, and now opening it up to questions. If anyone has a question, feel free to put it in the chat and we will answer them one by one. Do we have any questions? Well, we will, I also want to mention, we will have another webinar next month with different information. Some of this information will be similar, but we will have other information and reminders to share with you that are going to be more important for you to have top of mind as we get closer to the show dates. So please tune in for information on that and register. And we hope to see you next month. Take care, everybody.